all the way down on my phone. There we go. Shouldn't get so much feedback that way.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can.
Hear me from both ends.
How you
I can hear
doing?
you too. Good. How you doing, Hannah? Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday, Hannah.
Thank you. Thank you. So I did a little workout today because I was inspired by Lamika. I was filming her because we've been filming all the different people who are part of the Evocient team. And she said, I'm really going for toning. And I thought, dang it. And she said, it's just so hard to start with the kids. And, there's always a reason not to start. And as she was speaking, it was like she was speaking my soul out into space. And I was like, dang it. So I did a little bit of a workout and my daughter hopped on my back for added weight. I think really adds a core component. She gives lots of kisses during too, so it's kind of encouragement. So I don't even know if you and I have talked about
she's in it to win it.
Yeah, she is. She is for both of us. So tell me about where this idea came from and why you decided to do it as a team.
Well, the idea came from the fact that we have added it as another service to our patients, weight management counseling. And so if we're doing it for our patients and those that we care for, why not do it for ourselves? So we created this challenge to really, one, take part, but also to impact our lives in a positive way. Because who doesn't want to be healthier? Who doesn't need to be healthier? Who can't have better nutrition, who can't have even more exercise and be a bit more mindful, who can't have that in their lives and who wouldn't prosper from it. And so we decided if we're going to talk the talk, we might as well walk the walk. And so each of us took on our own personal challenges. And the point is not to take a challenge on that's unachievable, to challenge on that you can fit into your life, and also a challenge that will impact your life as an individual in the way that you need an impact or you feel like you need impact. So with the guidance of our nurse practitioner, Miss Mary, we each came up with our own individualized plan.
Mm-hmm. And so we have been airing what those plans are from different people. And at the beginning, we started with Miss Mary saying what her personal plan is, that she is not excluded just because she's telling people and helping them work to find their plan. She's also found a plan for herself. And so she's in it with us. And I find that camaraderie really helpful.
And, we talk about weight management. Yeah, the camaraderie is really helpful. The support that we give one another is the most helpful part. So the fact that we're all going through it, and that's part of our discussion with our patients about managing their weight and their diet, and also incorporating exercise. Bring your family along, bring your friends along for the ride, because it is supposed to be a lifestyle change, not a change just for the moment, a change just to drop a certain amount of weight, but it really should be one that you integrate into your life for the duration of your life. Obesity is impacting all of us in so many different ways, from all tiers of our healthcare system. And it really is adding more complexity to the chronic diseases that individuals have, is adding more costs to the healthcare system that we're all taking part in. And so really addressing obesity will help us as Americans be healthier in the long run. Obesity, we talk here a lot about pelvic floor physical therapy, pelvic floor stability, pelvic pain. And one big driver to the pelvic floor being unstable and having dysfunction is weight. If you really think about it, your pelvic floor is one of your main cores, some of your main core muscle groups. And so if you have a lot of weight sitting on that floor, you're not doing anything but adding weight to the problem. And so really addressing obesity, especially for those women that have pelvic pain, addressing obesity or making that a component of what we are addressing in their healthcare plan, not only helps them be better for that moment, but helps them be better in the long run.
And this is what I love about Evotion too, a little bit biased, but is that it really, you say you're for the whole woman, and then this is another example of how you are for the whole woman, because these alterations are not only impacting just the person who is the patient. I mean, the fact of doing that today, then my daughter did it and she's watches me do that. And then her memory is, this is what my mom did.
Yes.
She always seemed happier or more relaxed after that,
Yes. Yes.
And I love that this is coming. I mean, to me, to see, when I see healthcare providers doing things that I consider preventative and helping the whole body, then I have a greater sense of trust in that organization.
Healthier parents breed healthier children. Healthier adults pass it on to the next generation. And that's part of it, because they need to have healthy habits too. So if your child sees you doing it, or your niece or your nephew, or just whomever you're a mentor for sees you doing it and living in a healthy way, that will directly affect how they behave, and how they have relationships with food, how they have relationships with exercise, and how they have relationships with who they are and their own body image. So it is really important, not just to, like I said, talk the talk, we have to do the walk. And so that's exactly why we decided to take part and create this challenge for ourselves.
Yeah, and even if they don't see it, even if I am able to get up a little bit earlier than them and get it in, I'm just a better parent. I'm better to all the people who are in my immediate sphere if I've done something like that for myself.
I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
And
So
I
for my,
loved. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I want to hear what you love.
Well, I love that Miss Mary and hers was just acknowledging also the year that we've been through, because I think it changed up for a lot of people who might have had patterns where they went to a gym or something like that. You might have lost access to your regular pattern that you had in your life, and you may have it would have been difficult for you to not have had more stress in this last year. And so coming out of that, I can't think of a person I know who wouldn't benefit from coming up with a plan for their health.
I think all of us have been impacted definitely in very significant ways, different ways. And one is weight gain. One is being a bit more sedentary, because a lot of us have been at home working. And so remembering that is something that we have to be mindful about. And there can be changes in our lives. So then along with those changes, changes in our routine, we can also change how we're impacted by what we eat and the exercise that we do. So yes, a gym is a wonderful thing to have. A gym is a wonderful place to go to, but there are other ways to still incorporate exercise in your day to day. Other ways that may also be a bit more beneficial: being outside, getting some vitamin D, getting some fresh air, and experiencing nature while you are increasing your cardiovascular activity, so you get two bangs for your buck. And so doing things in a different way in this last year, I think is a great thing, and to be able to continue that forward.
I love
And
that.
so we offer basically 3 separate plans: a standard plan where you sit with one of us and you discuss your past history, your past relationships with food, past relationships with exercise, and discuss how we can optimize that. And then we take the science of understanding how the body works and take it a step further. And we discuss how weight, yes, can be impacted by what you eat and what you don't eat, how much you exercise and how much you don't exercise. But are there other factors in your body that are allowing your body to hold on to the weight? Do you have hormonal issues that are allowing your body to hold on to your weight? Are you somewhere, where are you in your lifespan postmenopausal, or you have those things that are allowing your body to hold on to weight? And what medications can help affect that? Not everyone needs a medication. Definitely a medication is not the only answer. We have to really get back to the basics and talk about exercise and diet, and really incorporating that and being more mindful of that. But we also use the science that's there and help allow that to affect what we do in a positive way. We do have a resident dietitian that can map out and create your own specific diet plan for you, your own specific nutrition plan for you that does fit your lifestyle, does fit your needs and also your desires. There is really no guilt. There should not be any guilt and there should not be any fault. You have to have a healthy relationship with food. And we come back to that point often. Your healthy relationship with food, healthy relationship with exercise, healthy relationship with body image. And then we also have a trainer that can do the same thing with exercise, create a specific plan for you, where you are, what are your goals, and how do you attain those goals? How do you over time increase your capacity for exercise so you can have that healthy relationship with exercise? It's no longer something that you hate, that you don't want to do, but something actually that your body craves and you see that it's fun and that you do actually need it. And so with these plans and with these services added together, really to direct a person or direct a woman towards a more healthier life. At the end of the day, we all have to take the responsibility on for ourselves, for our lives. And what we hope to do is just help you do that, help our patients do that, and be a source for support and also a source to help keep them accountable. We talk about the support of family and friends, and that's another reason it's great to exercise and do some of these challenges with family and friends, because they can keep you accountable, and that is, I think, a big role in being successful in whatever your health plan goals are.
I think another piece to it that I'm just now realizing is perspective. It's we all know we need to drink water, we need to eat healthy, blah, blah. Like those are things that, you could say to yourself, why would I go in? I know what I'm supposed to do. I just need to do it, But there is something about the perspective, particularly of a healthcare provider who can say, there's certain medications that cause you to gain weight. And I love that you're saying we're addressing where you are in your life cycle to understand like what are reasonable expectations, because it can be really difficult if you're in your own head to know where center is. It's easy to lose. And at the risk of making myself sound like a not so smart person, every time I do core work, I always end up with a really sore neck, like the front of my neck. Like I'm doing all my core from my neck. And I said this to a physical therapist and they said, well, of course you are. If you're lifting your neck, you're going to get sore in your neck. And that might be part of it like that. So I thought I must be doing something wrong. I should stop core exercises. And the physical therapist had to point out, that's a muscle that you're using as well. You should still be sore in your core, but it's not crazy that your front of your neck would be sore. It's probably weak. It's not used to doing that core exercise. And it's just a thing where I would have probably come to I came to a dead end on my own and said, it's okay. I can do a plank all day. I don't need to do any of this stuff on my back anyway, or I'll just work out my neck.
But it's
so nice to have that perspective.
Yes, to that point, really sitting down and talking to someone who has insight in the field, right? And understanding each muscle connects to another muscle by some way. And so one area can affect the other area and can have an impact on the other area, and allowing you to be a bit more mindful and also a bit more encouraged to continue, not to stop. Not to stop.
And not to overshoot your expectations so much that you end up failing in the beginning and then that thwarts you.
Yeah, we have to set first short-term and long-term goals, realistic goals, all, to really think about what is realistic and what can definitely be done in a certain time period. We all have lofty goals, but you also have to be mindful of your time period because you want to continue to encourage yourself. And so setting a small goal first and achieving that will actually help you be successful with your more lofty goals. Setting a pound every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks will help you achieve that 50-pound weight loss goal that you have.
Maintainable.
Setting the 10-pound every 1 week, that's not necessarily reasonable. And it's not also healthy, really, because you want to try to achieve it in the most healthy way because you want to remain healthy.
Speaking of healthy, we are both, frankly, very hot in our sheds right now.
It's a
And it is,
glow. You're
and
glowing, I'm glowing.
and also we are away from our children, which is in some ways a respite, welcome
Yes.
respite, and in other ways is difficult. And so we're going to try and work out a more sustainable way of coming to you and bringing you this content. So look forward to a new summer schedule, which we'll announce soon. But we're glad to have been here in the time that we have on Wednesday nights, but we might be changing the pattern up a bit. So if you're outraged because you've been looking forward to this on Wednesday nights and you don't know what you'll do with yourself in these 15 minutes, I would love that feedback, because that might just sway us to keep doing it. But if not, we might reconfigure so that we're not just sitting in puddles of sweat.
You know, it is nice to be here on Wednesdays with you, Hannah, and everyone that comes in to view what we talk about. And I truly do enjoy it. But you're also right. You know, we're talking about mindfulness. And so we keep mindful of how we are interacting with our families and with our friends during the evenings. And that it is summer, and it may not be the smartest thing to be sitting in an 80-degree shed at night.
But nobody knows for yours because you've got your fancy sparkly curtains.
Yeah.
So with that being said, everybody should go outside tonight, because there's the largest supermoon of the year and like an eclipse or something. So it's a big night for the moon. So get outside and take a look.
And thanks so much. Always great being with you.
Back at ya. Good night, everyone.
Good night.